Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of Operation Monster Force figure, the Killoworg. I believe that's how it's pronounced, by Fresh Monkey Fiction. Now this guy is also a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive figure, so I'm really looking forward to cracking him open because, well, he's a werewolf. And anybody who watches my channel long enough knows that I love werewolves. Now, looking at the packaging here, and what I can see, he kind of looks like a repurposed version of the furry planet figure, Veteran Williams. So that's what he kind of looks like to me. I'll get a deeper look into that when we open them up, but I'm really excited. Always love to see a good looking werewolf figure. So with that being said, first off, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And for anybody who likes this video and hasn't subscribed yet, then I please ask that you subscribe as well. And also check out my horror and sci-fi playlist. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in packaging. The packaging looks pretty cool. You got your Operation Monster Force here. You have the window to see the figure. Now, it's a little hard to see the figure in here because what it looks like is you got your clear front, and then it looks like there's a bag around him or something. So it makes a little bit more of a glare, a little bit more of a haze. So it makes it harder to see the figure in packaging. So I guess they did that to protect him a little bit more, keep a little bit extra protection to the figure. But for any of you guys who like to keep it in box, it's going to be hard to see him because of that. And you bring it around this way. All right, there we go. And it wants to spin on its own. There we go. You got your Mastro Union logo up here, which is actually the company that makes the Furry Planet figure. So that makes sense that he looks a lot like Veteran Williams. You got the name of the werewolves here, the Night Hunter. I like that. You got your Fresh Monkey Fiction logo here with their website. Spin them around here. Boom. Got Operation Monster Force. A little bit of an origin story in comic book form on the back here. I do like that. A little bit of backstory on this line of figures. All right. And then a little bit of legal underneath. Spin them around this way. Pretty much the same thing as the other side, except for you get your Big Bad Workshop and Big Bad exclusive on this side. All right. The top, you got Operation Monster Force, your age restriction, choking hazards, and then underneath you have some more legal and your SKU. So, all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. He's an impressive looking beast. I love the overall look to him. He is definitely a repaint of the Veteran William figure from the Furry Planet. That's obvious to anybody who has that figure. But even though he's still a really cool looking figure. So we're going to start off with his points of articulation. So the head does move. Get head movement. Got a shoulder joint with a swivel. Got an elbow joint. And you do have a wrist joint. We're going to get this other arm up. Now these figures don't have peg holes in the bottom of their feet. So I'm going to really try to do this without any kind of stands. So he does have a joint underneath the ribs. All right, so you got that movement. And you also have a joint at the hip. It's a little bit on the tight side, but it is there. All right, spin them around this way. Do have a thigh joint. All right. You should have a knee joint. There it is. Oh, there goes the whole. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. It is. His thigh just broke. Oof. Alright, so what happened is his leg here broke at the joint right at the barbell there. I don't know. What happened was this ball joint in here didn't want to move at all. There is like no movement in there. So when I went to move the knee joint, I guess it just bind it up just enough in there to break the leg. Now, I have the other versions of veteran Williams. And I never had this issue. They do have some, tight joints and stuff. I was aware of that. So I knew it would be something that I'd have to probably address with hot water, but this was a little bit unexpected. Now, he is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, and they're already sold out of it, so it looks like I wouldn't be able to get another one through them if I told them it was broken. So I'm going to attempt to repair him and see if I can fix him and get this review going back up and running. All right, so as we all saw, it did break right here at the hip in this ball joint. Now, as you saw in the other picture, the way it broke, it splintered. Like usually when something plastic breaks, it's usually a clean cut break. And normally what I would do in that situation is I would drill a hole into each piece, put a dowel in there, glue it, stick it back together. The dowel will help hold it together. But the way how this broke, I couldn't do that because it was like on an angle. So what I winded up doing, if you look inside here, all right, is I winded up gluing it together, wait into the glue set, and then I used JB Weld around the part that was broken. So I don't know how well you can see it from the inside. So that should hold it together pretty darn well. JB Weld's really good at stuff like this, so it's not going to be the most prettiest looking joints, but it more than likely will hold together. He definitely will not be dancing anymore and what have you, but it should be enough to keep him together for display purposes. All right, so now we're going to take a real good look at his finer details. So first off, let's take a look at the head. Now, I love the head sculpt for this guy. It looks really cool. There's a lot of good detail. It's a very good werewolf design. I always love this head sculpt. Got this little scar right underneath the eye that looks really neat. All right, and then let's take a look at the other side. So I love the overall look to the head. I really do like that design. All right. And so now you get into the body. And as you notice, there's a nice wash on the jacket and on his body. Looks like they gave the body like a gray wash and the jacket like almost like a brown wash, give it like a dirty look. I like the detail on the two belts. The one belt is a loose belt with shotgun shells. The shells can come out of there. They're just in there nice and tight at the moment. All right, all the way down to the camouflage pants and even the wash on his legs. I love the overall look to him. So when you spin him around this way, you can see more of that detailing, like in the buttons and everything. I like the extra attention to detail on this figure overall. All right, come around to the back. All right, you can see more of that wash, like especially in his jacket here. Like if you look right here, you can see that dirty wash to it, which looks really nice. All right. And even here, you can see the detail on the buttons on the back as well. And you come to this side here, where we already got this arm down. You can see more of that gray wash on the arms, which look really nice. I do like that. And they even gone as far as detailing like the sleeves being buttoned up and what have you. So they put a lot of really good work into this guy. I do like the overall look to him. So now we're going to take a good look at all the accessories that come with them. So first off, we're going to look at his animal parts. So what is going to be used to transform him into a werewolf. So you got this piece here. It's a larger cowl of fur that goes around him, which is really nice. All right. He comes with 6 different hands. So he comes with 2 open here. So you got this one here. You got this one. All right. You got another set of open hands. So you have this one here. All right. And this one. Okay. Then you have two trigger hands. So you have this one here. And you also have this one. Now you have two heads. So you have this one here that's open mouth. Always like this kind of head. This goes really well when you have them in full werewolf mode. All right. You got this one here, which is the standard him smoking a cigar look. All right. You have two upper arms. All right, so you have this one here. And this one as well. All right. You have two of these discs. They fit in between the arm socket and the body. It allows for better range of motion. So you got one and two. All right. And then now you got the lower torso area, upper legs, which is mainly for werewolf mode. All right. And then as you see on this back, you got a spot there for the tail. All right. And now we're going to get into his other gear. So he has dog tags. All right. He has a vest here. Now this vest is similar to the one that the white version of Williams came with. All right, very much similar. That one's a cool figure too, but instead of a Gatling gun, that one comes with a chainsaw. That's just pretty wicked. So he has like this Predator style blade, double blade here. A little bit bent there, I'm sure. Maybe with a little bit of heat or a little bit of working, you could probably get these blades to separate a little bit better. All right. You have the Gatling gun. All right. With moving barrel, so the barrel does move, which is pretty cool. All right. And then last but not least, you have your rounds. So you got this one here. You have this one. All right. You have this one, which is basically, I believe, made to go around him. All right. And then last but not least, I did pull one of the shotgun shells out of the belt. So you can see that there, which is some nice detail to this thing, actually. So that's all his accessories that come with him. So now we're going to go through his different accessories. Now, I already pre-soaked the upper body to soften up some of the plastic. I got his other pieces in here. Because what it is you can switch all this stuff around. So I'm going to pull this arm off, just like that. And then pull this one off to take the jacket off. Now, see, these are those inserts I'm talking about. They just pop out. All right. And then the other side is already out. So we put the gray ones in. All right. So now we got the gray inserts in. All right. Stand them up. We're going to pull these arms off. Whoops. Here. Let's just lay him down for the minute. That one. And this one. All right. And now we're going to pull these arms out. And I think this is the one for this. No, it's the other one. All right. So here's that arm together. And then we have this arm. All right. Yes, I think that's right. All right. So now we can put the vest on him. Just like that. All right. And pop these arms back in. All right. So now you have this arm. And that's in there too. And then now you have that arm. So now, if I could keep them standing. Now you can have them with the vest on. Oh, here, let's put his dog tags back on them too. All right, so now you have them with the vest. The vest detail looks pretty nice as well. I do like the overall look to it. All right. I mean, I'm more of a fan of the trench coat, but the vest works just as well. All right. So now I'm going to swap out this, and I'm going to put it on his arm here. Let's see how well this works. And you can also take, where's this one belt? Here it is. Also take this belt, wrap it around them, sort of. Somehow, some way. Might have to take the head off. No, you don't. Okay. Put that on them. Put this gauntlet on them. A little bit on the tight side here. And then let's get one of these hands out of here. All right, so you really got to work this thing on here. I'm glad I actually put it in the hot water. So there it goes. All right. So there you go. I just put the belt around him for the ammo. And now he also has the Predator Claw on him, which looks pretty nice. And I was also able to get the trigger finger on him as well. So now, let's take a look at this Gatling gun. So, on this side here, you got a spot for your belt feed. So you could definitely put this in here like that, eventually. Ugh. Or at least you think you would. Maybe it has to go in through this side. I don't think so. No, I think it'd have to be this side. Yeah, that's just a little bit on the tight side. So what we'll do is we'll put that into the hot water. While that's sitting in the hot water, let's try getting this Gatling gun in his hands. Now, I'm going to take this hand off, put it in the hot water for a minute, let it soften up so we can get it onto this grip here. So the Gatling gun itself is pretty cool looking. I like the overall look to it. So we could get this hand in here just like that. All right, so there's not really much holding that in on this side. All right, that should be long enough. All right, so let's get this hand here like this. Get that on there just like that. Now get that hand here holding this. All right, try to get them into some sort of cool positioning here. Like I said, everything's a little bit loose on him just because of the factor. There's just been a lot of heat on him. So it kind of makes it a little bit hard for him to stand. But as you can see, the Gatling gun fits well in his hand. No issues with it. All right. Come on, leg. Just stay in position. All right, there we go. So now we got the Gatling gun on him. And he's in position with it. So here he is with the Gatling gun in hand with the row of ammo coming into it. I had to play around with it a little bit off screen, but I did get it to work. So overall, he looks really cool when you got everything on him. I also added in the other belt. So I like the overall look with this Gatling gun. See if we could get a little bit of a spin here with him. So you can really see the gun in his hand and what have you. So overall, once you get everything set up, he looks pretty damn cool. Now we're going to convert this guy into werewolf mode. I have everything soaking in hot water to really soften up a lot of this plastic. All right, let's pull this leg out. This should just pop off right at the joint, just like that. Now here's the other leg. Now this was the one that was broken off. So I really wanted to soften this up to put this back. There it goes. All right, so as you can see, that repair worked. The hip went back on with no issues and what have you. So that's a good thing. All right, we're going to start with the lower body here. So, ow, man, that's hot. All right, so we got this leg here. Pops in really nice. And this one here. All right, so now you have the bottom two legs. Okay, the tail's in here too. There it is. That gets popped right here in the back side. No issues. All right. So now I'm probably going to have some problems making him stand because everything is going to be so soft. All his parts are going to be majorly soft. So we're going to pull his arms apart. Oh shit, just had the dead fall on me. Pull this other arm piece off. Alright, so now you have the upper torso to the bare minimum. Now if you look in here, the little circles go in there. Alright, they're almost like a bushing. So as you can see with the suit, you got the green bushings. Where's the other one? There it is. And then when you put them into werewolf mode, you have gray bushings. I probably should have taken these out of the bags or getting my hands all wet, but now there it goes. All right, so now we got these old gray bushings. They fit in really nice right in there. Now the other side. So you got your shoulders here. All right, I believe this is this side. All right. And then got this side here. All right, that's in place. You got your two forearms. 1 and 2. All right. Pull the head off so we can put this piece on, which is his cowl. Put that on. Matter of fact, we'll swap out heads to this head. Right. Eventually, actually, you know what? I'll leave that one off. It looks better with that on. Okay. Oh, we're going to do it this way. The smaller one here. The bigger one over it. There we go. That's a lot better. I don't want to go in there. All right. Oh, nope. Still don't want to go in there. All right, there it goes. All right. So that's the upper part together. And now that should pop right in there. All right. So now we got him in full werewolf mode. Okay. So there he is in full werewolf mode. That looks really wicked, really twisted. I like the cut over the eye as well. Oops. Like I said, he's going to have some problems standing because everything's really loose on him. So let's get a good rotation. All right. You got this side. You come around back. Whoops. To this side. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just hold his foot here. All right, back around to that side and back to the front. All right, so he has alternate hands. So let's pop these off. Okay, so you have this one here. Goes right on in, no issues. And that one. So now you have big scary werewolf hands. All right. Oops. Yeah, the legs really are not cooperating right now. Because what's happening is the plastic is soft, so it's having a hard time holding. There we go. So you got those big scary hands. All right. Just trying to figure out how to get them to stay standing. Everything's so loose. Well, anyhow, there you go. That's those hands. Now, with the joints, once they start hardening back up, you're probably not going to have any real issues with him standing. Let's try the other set of hands. It's just right now, due to the hot water, everything is just so soft on this character that, the legs aren't going to cooperate. But once, I'm sure, everything cools down and gets nice and solid again, it'll stand a lot better for you. All right, so there we go. That's the other set of hands. They all work very well with him. All right. And now, just like in the normal mode, he has the standard points of articulation. So the head works. Got a shoulder joint with a swivel, an elbow joint, wrists. All right. You got the upper torso, lower torso or hip joint. You got the thigh joint that isn't breaking on me right now. All right, let's spin around this way. Your knee joint. All right, you got this joint here. I'm not exactly sure what exactly that'd be called. I guess it's technically an ankle. And then you got the actual ankle. So after a good, heating, everything works pretty well on him. I don't have any issues with him in werewolf mode. Except for standing. So let's get into my final thoughts with this guy. And I have a lot of thoughts on this figure. So first off, his joints. I'm going to highly recommend, before you move anything on this figure, soak the whole figure in hot water. Really loosen up those joints, because as you saw, the hip broke. And that was because of a stiff joint. It didn't want to move and it broke. And unfortunately, it was a splintering style break, so it wasn't a smooth break. So I couldn't do my normal technique of fixing. So I winded up using glue and JB Weld. And at this point, it's holding. I did that repair maybe about a week ago or so. So it's holding up so far. I'm not going to do anything drastic with them because of this. Worst case scenario, if I have to, I'll switch over to the other lower torso part, and then he would just have to be pantless. That's all to it. But the joints, you definitely 100% want to soak them in hot water or whatever heat treatment that you use for your action figures, because they're, I don't know if anybody else had any issues with this guy breaking. If you did, please let me know in the comments, but definitely a heat treat. Now, all his weapons and all, once heated and everything fit in fine. I don't have any issues. The same with his clothing. The same with switching him over to his werewolf mode. All that worked fine after a heat treatment. I had no issues with him. He's an overall really good looking figure. I like the overall look to him. And due to the type of gear that he gets, he's very versatile. So these are meant to be troops. They're This is a world building figure. So with the different jackets, vests, ammo strips, you can kind of do whatever you want with them, whether you want them shirtless or with, like I said before, the vest or the jacket. However you want to do this guy, you can make him look, or if you want him to look full werewolf, whatever, the options are there. So you could definitely be very diverse on how you display this guy. All right. The Gatling gun here does make him a little front heavy. So it's going to be hard to try to position him in any way. You're probably going to want to try to get some sort of stand for this guy. Probably one that will connect to his hips or something. But the Gatling gun definitely makes him very front heavy. Now, also, one of my disappointments with this figure, other than the hip breaking, because that was a big time disappointment, is that he doesn't come with a lot of accessories, like as in weapons. Yes, they gave him a lot of clothing accessories, but the weapons they didn't. And you would think with somebody who's a troop builder or a world builder, whatever term you prefer, you would think that they would give him like a lot of different like guns, knives, and other things other than just a Gatling gun. So you could have like if you bought a bunch of these, maybe have two of them with a Gatling gun, maybe one who's like a sergeant version of this guy who would carry a rifle or a shotgun, or might have some guys with knives. If this figure needed a diversity of weapons, especially because they give them shotgun shells. What's the point of giving a character shotgun shells if you don't have a shotgun? That don't make any sense to me. So those are probably the real flaws to him, is the broken leg and the lack of accessories, because with a world builder, I believe you should have more accessories just to make it, different types of troops and what have you. So would I recommend this figure? That is the real question. Would I recommend him? If the hip didn't break, I'd be 100% for this figure. I always liked this design. I always liked the Veteran Williams design. I have the other two versions of him, on my shelves as we speak. Go ahead and check out those two reviews. Those are some really cool figures. So I don't know if that break is a flaw with this particular figure, or is it a flaw with this line, because these are not done through I'm sorry, they're not done through Maestro Union. These are actually done through the Funky Monkey Fiction, I believe the company is called. So maybe they may use cheaper plastics. I'm not sure. But that's why I'm asking for your opinions of this figure. Have your figure broken? And if it has, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know if this was just a fluke with mine or not. So overall, I would recommend them. I think as long as you treat him in hot water or whatever heating techniques you use, I think he'd be fine. I think you won't have any issues. And he'll look really cool with the rest of your Operation Monster Force and any other werewolf collections you have. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my horror and sci-fi playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.